Night duty always smelled the same in Queen's Mercy Secondary School: bleach, damp mattresses, and fear that had learned to sweat quietly. At 30, I still dream of that bell. The one that rang at 2:17 a.m. sharp, even though no hand ever touched it. Back then, we were children pretending to be brave because adults told us fear was childish. The dormitory lights had long gone out, mosquito nets hung like shouts, and 70 girls lay packed together, breathing in the dark. You could hear prayers being whispered into pillows. You could hear teeth clicking softly. You could hear the rats inside the walls scratching like they were trying to get out or get in. That was when someone always said it. Did you hear the heels? At first, it was only a rumor. A story seniors told juniors to keep them obedient. Madam Koi Koi, the math teacher who died and refused to leave. They said she was tall, too tall, with a neck that bent at the wrong angle. They said her shoes were red, always red, like they had been dipped in blood and polished with screams. They said if you heard koi, koi, koi outside your dormitory, you must not look. Because if you did, she would know your face. And she never forgot a face. The first time I heard the sound, I thought it was someone walking on broken glass. Koi. A pause. Koi. The sound was wet. Sticky. Like meat being peeled off bone. Girls froze mid-breath. Someone wet the bed. Someone else started sobbing and had to be slapped silent. Our dorm prefect, a thin girl named Zainab who never smiled, hissed at us to cover our ears and close our eyes. But the sound came anyway. Koi, koi, koi. Closer. The floor vibrated with each step, like something heavy was dragging itself forward. The air changed. It became cold and sour, like rotten fruit left too long in the sun. Then the bell rang. Once. Twice. 3 times. And the footsteps stopped right outside our door. We heard her breathe. Not normal breathing. This was labored, wet, like lungs filled with water. There was a faint clicking sound too, as if bones were knocking together inside her body, rearranging themselves. Someone whispered, "Jesus." Someone else screamed. The door handle began to turn. Slowly. Painfully. The metal squealed. That was the night Amina disappeared. She slept on the bed closest to the door. In the morning, her mattress was still there. Her blanket was neatly folded. Her slippers were positioned like she had stepped out and planned to return. But there were red footprints on the floor. Small. Uneven. Leading into the wall. They searched the school. The bushes. The septic tank. The well. The nearby road. Nobody. No blood. Just silence and a warning from the principal that anyone spreading superstitious nonsense would be punished. That same week, the punishment started. Girls began waking up with bruises shaped like fingers. Deep. Purple. Some had scratches down their backs, as if something had counted their ribs one by one. A girl in SS2 was found in the bathroom, face smashed against the mirror, her mouth stretched open so wide her jaw had dislocated. Her eyes were gone. Not gouged out. Gone. Clean sockets. Like they had been plucked gently. She was still alive when they found her. She tried to say something. All that came out was a sound like heels clicking. Koi, koi. They locked the dormitory at night after that. Windows nailed shut. Prayers held before bed. Fasting. Anointing oil smeared on door frames. But Madam Koi Koi didn't need doors. She came through walls. She came through dreams. She came when the lights went out and fear had nowhere to hide. I saw her once. I was awake. I swear I was awake. The dormitory was quiet except for breathing and the distant hum of insects. Then the smell came, iron and rot. The temperature dropped. My skin prickled. I opened my eyes. She was standing at the foot of my bed. Her body was wrong. Too long. Her limbs bent like they had been broken and healed badly. Her head tilted to one side, hanging like it was too heavy for her neck. Her face, God, her face looked like it had been boiled and left to cool. Skin peeling. Eyes sunken deep into black pits. And her mouth. Her mouth smiled. Her shoes were red. Not shoes anymore, really. Just feet skinned raw, dripping, tapping against the floor. Koi. She leaned closer. I couldn't scream. My mouth refused to open. She smelled like old blood and wet chalk. Her fingers brushed my cheek, cold and sticky, and I felt my skin blister under her touch. You saw, she whispered. Her voice sounded like many voices speaking through one throat. Names, she said. Give me names. Behind her, I saw shadows moving. Girls who had disappeared. Girls with empty eyes and torn mouths, dragging themselves forward, leaving trails of blood and skin behind them. I shook my head. She laughed. And then she walked away. The next day, Zainab was found hanging in the laundry room. Her feet barely touched the ground. Her neck was twisted almost all the way around. On the wall behind her, written in blood, were the words. She will finish the list. I left that school the following term. My parents said it was stress. Trauma. Boarding school madness. But I still hear the hills. Even now. Sometimes when I'm alone at night, when the house is quiet and the lights are off, I hear it from the hallway. Koi. A pause. Koi. And I remember her smile. Because Madame Koi Koi doesn't stay in schools. She follows the ones who saw. And she is very patient.